Hello there and welcome along. The Gardener Ben here with your next rose review. Now, for those of you that follow along closely, you know that I'm very particular about the clothing I wear when I present myself to you on the internet. Not really at all, I'm just joking. But today, for a very special reason, I have donned a very clean and crisp white shirt to be able to bring you this particular rose in all of its glory. Now, full disclosure, when I unboxed this particular rose last year, I got the name wrong and it's stuck in my head and I'm really struggling to change it. It's like going somewhere in the car and following directions which you get wrong, and you do it again and again and again every single time you go to the same place because you think, oh, that's familiar, I know where I'm going, but actually you did it wrong. I'm going to try and get this one right because it's not overly complicated, but for some reason it's stuck in my head ever so slightly wrong. This one is rose black baccara. There we go, I got it, black baccara. A very popular rose, gaining a huge amount of traction now because so many of these very dark, rich and velvety roses are being discontinued. This particular one bred in France in 2000, making its way across the sea to the Channel Islands and here in the UK and across the entire world, where it's gaining a huge amount of popularity. This particular rose is a little bit of a diva, and if you were this pretty with a colour this intense, this velvety and this rich, I think you get to be a little bit of a diva. This particular rose demanding a position in the garden in full sun. It will not tolerate shade and it will not tolerate rain. In fact, these large, very upright, heavily swirled blooms held on bolt upright stems towards the sky waterlog really badly. So on a wet year, you'll find these rose flowers going completely to mush. They're also so tightly packed with petals with that lovely Disney swirl, so tightly packed and swirled, but they don't actually really fully open, which is why this particular rose is so popular with home cut flower people and the floristry market, because it not only has wonderful tall upright and strong stems but doesn't actually blow out completely, never exposing the central eye. This particular flower will almost entomb itself, never opening fully. You'll find the flowers, certainly the ones in the middle here, which are surrounded by stems as it opens in sprays, that the central flower won't ever completely open, and you'll find it actually going grey and brown on the centre of the plant unless you deadhead it. But black baccara, goodness me, I nearly did it again then. Very popular and a little bit temperamental, demanding a position in the garden in full sun. It also doesn't like drying out, so make sure that you give it plenty of water and give it a well manured and rich soil. Otherwise, unfortunately, it will go down with the dreaded black spot, mould and mildew. But if you're looking to grow a really deep, rich crimson red flower that very much epitomizes that Disney Beauty and the Beast rose, black baccara is a rose that you're really going to have to look out for. Available here in the UK through Peterbilt's, it creates a shrub around 4 feet tall and a little over 3 feet wide, so perfect for the mid or back section of a border where it's going to produce really large, upright and very strong stems, very cuttable. So this one around 12 inches long off of a very young plant. It's virtually thornless. You can see the thorns here are almost barbing. They're absolutely tiny and simply knock off with my finger. You were going to cut this one and use this in a floral arrangement, I simply advise you to draw the back of your scissors down the stems a couple of times to knock off the barbs before you use it. But a very pretty and deep crimson rich red rose, perfect for cutting and bringing into the house, where it's going to last in a vase for a staggering 6 or 7 days, mainly because it's so highly swirled together and so tightly packed, it doesn't really open its flowers completely. This is a hybrid tea, so capable of producing singly large flowers or small sprays from the months of late June all the way through to the end of September. So demanding a position in full sun and a little bit temperamental. Give it plenty of water. Don't get it wet because it won't like getting wet. And make sure that you mulch it deeply so it fends off the mould, the black spot and the mildew. This one has absolutely no fragrance. I say absolutely no, but there is a slight peppery, clovey fragrance there. It's not particularly strong. It's a very warm day here in the UK today with temperatures in excess of 32, 33 degrees, which is bringing that fragrance through a little. Okay, it's warm and peppery. with a few notes of clove. I'm going to be registering this one today with a 2 out of 10 for fragrance rating. Disease resistance rating, I say this one is a little on the temperamental side. I'm going to be giving this a 4 out of 10 stars today for disease resistance, and given a low thorn count. It is a pleasure to handle and incredibly pretty. That really, really rich, deep crimson color, which I know so many of you are seeking out today in the market. It's a real large hole in the marketplace for this particular color. This is rose black baccara. Phew, I got that right again. I nearly had to look at my notes again because I keep getting it wrong. Available here in the UK through Peterbilt's Roses.